XRP's impermanent loss explained. And guess what? Heads up. Impermanent loss may not even exist. We'll fix here. Got another video for you today. One of the things we're going to cover, it's something that I've covered in the comments a few times, but haven't necessarily done a video about. And that is impermanent loss. That sticks into people's minds. It's a very important topic, really. Now, the topic had been settled in my mind, so anytime I did anything about the AMMs, it just didn't pop up. And I had several comments, just saying, "Hey, I noticed you didn't say anything about impermanent loss." So I would answer those individually saying, I don't believe it's a big deal. You're suffering impermanent loss whenever you just hold the coin. When the coin goes down, that's impermanent loss. You're waiting for it to go up. And so I don't think addressing it's important because the fact that you're making money mitigates that. So I'd answered that individually, but really it needs a big answer. Well, I ran across, I don't know if you know about this channel, but you got to check out Lewis Jackson. This is Lewis Jackson covering that topic. And right before it gets juicy, I do have a little 30-second commercial in there for Uphold, but that's because there's so many of you that were upset when Coinbase, you used Coinbase and it was flashing zeros for your account. That never happened on Uphold. Uphold's a great place to buy coin. By the way, they're partners with Ripple, and they never gave up on Ripple. They was selling it the whole time, so I appreciate them for that. And anyway, the commercials in that deal. And so let's get started. Check out what Lewis Jackson covered on the AMM. It's freaking awesome.
But we are here to figure out how much we can earn ourselves. What's going to be the yield from these AMMs? How's that all going to work? And let's get into that. You might not like the answer. The long and short of it is there is no way to calculate a yield. And if there is, it's far beyond my pay grade. There are so many factors at play that it's impossible to create a yield out of nowhere. There's so many factors. How much liquidity is there in that AMM? What have the liquidity providers voted on as being the trading fee? How do those 24-hour auctions work? How do they play into the yield that you generate? How much liquidity is there in that specific pair? That every single pair is going to be different and it's all going to interact differently. And so I don't have an answer for you, and I'm really sorry about that, but I can't get the answer. All I urge you to do right now is we need to look for the answer, because I would love an answer. Now this is where David Schwartz came in. I can't believe he actually came in and did this. It's so cool. I'm going to put it on the side of the screen here, his contribution to all this. And I think what had happened in the community was that people started talking about something called invariable loss or invariant loss, which is where over time you have a risk to your assets being lost and impermanent loss, sorry, and where you can't get those assets back. But David Schwartz kind of came in with a really different way of looking at it that actually kind of alluded to the fact that this may be the most secure AMM structure that we've ever seen. And actually, there may be no downside. So let's get into what he said. So I'm going to read my tweet that he was replying to, and then we'll get into it. There are too many variables. I don't have an answer for you. This is where someone smarter than me swoops in, which isn't hard, to provide more information on this topic. And of course, at the beginning of this thread, I tagged David Schwartz, and in he comes, swoops in to give more information on the topic. And he said this.
In a bull market, it's important that your exchange not shut down. Coinbase shut down. Use my Uphold link and get $20 for free. That's right. When you spend the first $100, you're going to get $20 added. And do I have to say, that is an instant 20% gain. Now, it's important that you have an exchange that works. All right, let's get back on track.
There's an interesting variant, assuming there's no bugs in the code. For a balanced contribution to the pool, you are guaranteed you can redeem your LP tokens for an amount of both assets whose product is equal to or greater than the product of the amounts you contributed. Meaning, Even if you don't get the same amount of XRP back or dollars back, it will be weighted in such a way to where you get the exact same amount in value back. So it will be equal or greater than. And obviously that greater than element, I believe, is where the yield comes in, where you can earn money from this stuff. Next, he said, so for example, if XRP is 50 cents and you contribute 10 XRP and $5 to the pool, the design guarantees that you can redeem your LP tokens for an amount of dollars and XRP whose product, when you add them together, is at least 50. The algorithm works to increase that product and never allows it to drop. This is really, really crazy. Minus Wells then comes in and says, impermanent loss is a massive turnoff. If we can make this a negligible variable, it's going to make staking LP coins extremely attractive. To which David Schwartz replied to him. He was getting all in there with everyone. Impermanent loss is almost always less than the loss you would have had if you had just held the asset that lost value. For example, if you hold crypto in an AMM that loses 50% of its value, your impermanent loss will generally be more like 30% because of the number of tokens goes up. And then Minus Wells contributes again as this final point. He said, that is a great point. I should have been more specific. The impermanent loss derived from arbitrage bots has been an undesirable fact of life on other layer ones. The features included in XLS 30D seem to mitigate that quite well. Yes! You're really good. I'm happy that other people can understand this stuff because my brain doesn't work sometimes. These features make me feel the deal is much more fair for the LP providers. These features are much more appealing to me personally. Amazing contributions that we've had here from David Schwartz and Minus Wells. Go and follow both of them. If you don't follow Minus Wells yet, do. He seems to have some really good inputs in here. And so the concept of impermanent loss is, if it's not completely mitigated, it's drastically mitigated. You know, it seems to be that this is very much in the favor of the LPs. That would be me and you contributing liquidity to these pools. That's all from Future Lewis.
Wasn't it awesome that David Schwartz got in there and answered that? So you can see it basically eliminates. I mean, you know, it's guaranteed to be the same or greater value. You don't have that guarantee when you're just holding the coin. I believe that it's going to work out that there is no impermanent loss. Maybe there's a way that there can be some loss, but you see there that David Schwartz is saying the way that it works, there isn't any. So I encourage you, reinvestigate the idea of the AMM. It is going to draw institutional money because the institutions that are going to hold Nostro Vostro accounts for settlement, they're not going to exchange XRP every single day from XRP into dollars because they're going to be sending money too. So these accounts are going to need to earn interest. Well, they're going to end up with an amount that they're just going to park in an AMM. And all of this XRP getting parked in the AMM means there's less for sale. So I think it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping that we're going to see it in the next week or so. We're only a vote or two away, and then it's going to be implemented, and it'll be exciting to see. All right, enough of that. Hey, give a thumbs up if you like this content. I appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow.